Hey everybody, it's Mike here. This is going to be my Star Wars Rebels Season 2 Homecoming review. I have no idea what this is. Oh my gosh, this episode number. I've been just so busy recently with what's going on outside of YouTube. Kind of give a little bit of details on the last video, which is bunked. I'm going to do a Justice League video next. I'm going to try to keep this video short because I just have a lot of things going on. But, oh, sorry, I kicked the thing. But this episode was pretty great because we got more Hera backstory. I think that we got the origin of Hera on another episode this season. But I think that in terms of backstory, this is the episode that you have to watch for that. So we found out that, yes, Sindulla himself is Hera's father. Now, Sindulla is a very big character from Clone Wars. And if you guys don't know who he is, go back. Actually, if you guys don't know who some of the characters are, like they bring like Hondo and they bring Calrissian and they bring maybe not. I don't know if Calrissian was in Clone Wars or not, but they brought Hondo, they brought Ahsoka, and they brought all these people back. And chances are, if you have no idea what Star Wars: The Clone Wars is and you've never seen an episode, then you will have no idea who most of these characters are. I recommend that you go back and have a Star Wars: The Clone Wars marathon. You don't have to watch the movie. That's one thing. The movie starts out the show. Kind of like another cartoon, like kind of Totally Spies. Now, that's another Cartoon Network show, but also did that. Like started out with a movie, then went on to the series. But you don't have to start with the Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie, but it's good that if you want to get the full experience. But definitely watch the show because it has a lot of characters in it that you're not going to know. Like if you have no idea who Ahsoka Tano is, you're basically up a creek because a lot of this season is going to focus on her when we get to future episodes with Vader, who is her master, her former master, Anakin Skywalker. But anyway, we're going to talk about, I almost said Calrissian. We're going to talk about Sindulla. We're going to talk about why he's in this episode. So Sindulla, and this is a big Easter egg too. In the episode when he was telling the story to Kanan about how he was in the Clone Wars with Mace Windu, that was just already a huge Easter egg because one, Mace Windu's dead. We already know he's dead by now, which is really sad. Wonder if they're going to acknowledge that in future episodes. Like, they said, they literally just, like, name-dropped one of the biggest Jedi of all time. So, I'm wondering if they're going to acknowledge that he's dead and acknowledge where he has been. Because, like, we never seen Kanan, like, he talked about Yoda before. He's thrown out some of his master's things, but we never seen Mace Windu references. So, I'm wondering if they're going to go back to that. Also, if we're going to see even more, like, Aayla Secura. Because Aayla Secura is a Twi'lek, so I'm wondering if we're going to get any more of her. I was surprised that we didn't get any like Easter eggs for her. But in terms of Easter eggs, this episode was huge because we got one big Easter egg talking about an episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars where they were on Ryloth. I think that's where they met Sindulla, right? He wasn't on. Yeah, he was on Ryloth because they said that in the episode, and it was the Twi'leks that are there, and Sindulla kind of gathered them together. And Mace Windu was there too. And we talked about the energy bridge. And if you don't know what that is, that's a direct Easter egg in reference to when that episode that they were in, I think it was back in Season 2, where they had to cross the energy bridge, and the energy bridge was fading, and Mace Windu used the Force to save the clones that were there at that time, I believe. Maybe a little bit, maybe this Sindulla, but Sindulla was behind the enemy lines, like behind the bridge, doing, his stuff with his people, because it was all part of the plan with Mace Windu. So go check out that episode. I think it's in Season 2. It'll be easy to find if you have Netflix. But anyway, this episode we got to see Hera's backstory. So Hera wants to go and, get this carrier, this ship that they need. Oh my gosh, I keep hitting the tripod. What is wrong with me? Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, she wants to go do that. And so she finds out that Sindulla, they need Sindulla's help. So they find Sindulla, and Sindulla kind of talks about Hera's backstory, and that was her father. I like the way that Kanan acted in this episode, because, they never really focus on this, but Kanan and Hera are probably together. I don't know if there's any solid evidence, but they never really say if they're together or not. They kind of just, hint at it, but I think they're definitely together. I think they're married. If not married, they're very close. I don't know if they've ever hinted at that, because they kind of reference Rebels as a family. Sabine's kind of, there, kind of I feel like Sabine is in some of the episodes a daughter figure for Kanan and Hera, and Ezra too is kind of a son figure to Kanan and Hera as well. So I thought that was really interesting that they kind of touched on that too, about their relationship and how her father was going to come. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, Sindulla ends up betraying them with his crew, and they kind of go through this big thing with the ship and this big thing with family. Also, Hera's real accent was revealed. I thought that was very interesting too, that she hides her accent. That was really cool to see that she maybe was so, angry at her father, and they haven't spoken for years. So I'm wondering if she kind of tried to hide that, part of herself that was back on Ryloth. So I thought that was really interesting too. But overall, they got the carrier, which is really cool, and they got away from the Empire, so that was really interesting too. But that was just it was a huge Easter egg video in terms of referencing an episode of Clone Wars. They've kind of done that a little bit in the past, but they haven't done that like that before, so that was really cool. But what did you guys think of Sindulla in this episode? I thought he was really interesting. And what do you guys think? Should they bring back other Clone Wars favorites? I really want to see Satine. I don't know if she dies or not. I don't think she died in Clone Wars. I remember that she had multiple episodes throughout the show. But if she's not dead, that would be really interesting, right? To see Satine or Lux Bonteri. Oh, that would be really cool too. To see Lux back with Ahsoka. Really interesting. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Who do you want from Clone Wars to return that hasn't yet? Links up there to my other videos. Links up there to my Twitter, Instagram, Vine, vlog channel, and Sim channel. Don't forget to follow and subscribe those. Other than that, like and rate this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.